What's up and welcome to another Ace Attorney with an actual lawyer stream. I'm your host, Zach. And joining me is my voice acting friend, Wes.
Oh, thank you, Zach. It's a pleasure to be here.
And of course, joining us as well in the red corner is the lawyer himself, Pridge.
I was also going to do an announcer voice, but Zach said I'm in the red corner, so I guess I'm one of the fighters. I did not come prepared for that.
Your fighter Bridge.
No, we're really going to be looking for...
I thought I was the third announcer, but I am not.
What are we doing in this bit?
I'm going to get my ass kicked.
Former announcer
I am
turned
not in
fighter
shape.
Bridge. We're really going to be looking for a strong left hook from him today. Isn't that right, Zach?
The old Bridge punch.
I don't know how I ended up being one of the fighters.
Who's in the other corner,
The
Zach?
Cleveland Cutter Bridge. In the other corner, would you believe it? It is in fact the Grinch. Yes, folks.
Oh, Fridge versus Grinch. Tell us in the comments who wins.
Who wins? Tell us with emotes. Who wins?
Should have been Tom Holland.
Oh, fuck, you're right. God damn it, I messed the joke up.
Yeah.
Folks, if you like this, you can catch it and many more streams on twitch.tv/SaveDataTeam. And if you'd like to support us, we'd really appreciate that. Head over to patreon.com/SaveDataTeam, where for just $2 a month, you get access to the full VOD channel of every single stream we do. $5 get your name as an NPC in our upcoming, or in our currently going D&D campaign, and lets you vote on one of our variety streams each month. And at the $10 level and above, you get your name included in this Patreon song. Thank 'em, gotta thank 'em all. Gotta thank 'em all, our Patreons. Burger Bun, Fluff Guff, Bandicoot Commando, Cadeab, Halucha, and Sofino, HSM, Ernless, Crow Knight, Danny, Antilester, Kevin Asian, Shadowed Navi, Miss Meg, Winter, Jacob, Bell, Tucko, Sensei, Arky, Forensic, Beck, Nicole, and Mystic Woody. Leprechaun, A1, Go, Zeppeli, Sheverstein, Boomer, Emily, Relive Jolie, The Red Fighter, DJ, Moon, Philo, Sherlock's, T-Flower, Stillart, Ami, Borshock, Dessert Boy Man, Elijah Sly, Rick, Rat, Katja, Traveling in a Box, and Snowcat, Naruka, Yongi, Chrysanthemum, Phil, Written Word, Shade the Punisher, Sibylla. Thank 'em, gotta thank 'em all. Gotta thank 'em all, our Patreons.
And as we all finish up the national anthem, we're going into the fight. Let's take it down to the field.
The national anthem has nothing on the Patreon rap.
We stand in this house. We stand for the Patreon.
We
Rap.
stand for the Patreon rap.
Don't you dare take a knee during the Patreon rap.
Hand over titty.
Alright.
But with that out of the way, let's get back into the game.
Yeah, let's hope next year is paced better. Oh yeah, these guys.
Yeah. Okay. Encounter with the victim.
Yep.
Alright, so we just got inside the gaff and heaved a sigh of relief when the geezer showed his mug.
What is? Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry,
Like outside the building.
Yeah, I was like, where are we at? What just
Yeah, I
happened
kind of
last
don't
week?
remember exactly what we finished figuring out last time.
They're telling the truth of what actually happened. For reals this time.
For real, for real.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
This is, we caught them in a lie.
3 times, I think.
Yeah,
now.
and now they're like, this is the real truth.
Okay.
Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we'd had it. For an old geezer, the bloke was strong as an ox. He chucked me over the counter.
I love the thought of Windibank throwing this tiny man.
Suplexing.
Absolutely chucking this small dude.
Yeah.
I pulled me gun on him and then he legged it through that door into the back room. We never had nothing to do with killing him. That's all what happened, I swear.
So you're now telling us that moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop.
Well, yeah, sorry.
Well, we find ourselves at an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably.
But honest, Governor, this time, This time, Nash, this time, we ain't got nothing more to hide.
Very well. Well, I guess we can all go home. If you don't have anything to hide, case
You guys
closed.
have lied a bunch of times, claim they're not lying. This is clearly the end-all be-all of this case.
Counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. This is it. The moment I've been waiting for.
For real?
I swear it.
This time for sure.
Well,
We got inside and heaved our sigh of relief when he showed up. Was there anything that... I mean, I guess we could start from, like, the more, like... Well, actually, no, fuck it. I want to know all about their encounter. This is pretty wild.
Yeah, because originally they only heard the phrase "Give me that gun," and that was from inside
Right.
the room. And now they're claiming that he yelled it at them.
Yeah.
So that's wild.
When you say geezer, I presume you mean the victim and proprietor of the shop, Mr. Winterbank.
No, I mean that old girl who was with him in the coat. That geezer.
Geezer, sorry, I meant Weezer. Weezer was there.
Huge Weezer fan. The blue album, the white album. So good. Hurley, great. Oh shit, there is an album called Hurley, actually.
Oh
It's pretty
shit!
good.
See, it's based off of
And
real
they
life
asked if I
events.
wanted to he bellowed if I wanted to destroy his sweater. And if so, I should just pull this thread as he walks away.
Who else? Sorry.
We was keeping a close eye on the entrance to the gaff, obviously. But we never thought no one was going to come out the back room like that.
The back room being the pawnbrokery storeroom.
Yeah, that must be where he popped up from. Only place he could have been.
So it would seem the victim was already in the storeroom when these brothers entered the premises.
Which means Jenny must have been in there at that point as well.
But that doesn't make sense, does it? If Gina had threatened Mr. Winterbank into the storeroom with her at gunpoint, then why would she have emerged from the same room all alone when the brothers arrived?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you see the accused at that time?
What, that mold tooler? Couldn't tell you.
No way, Cobber. We had bigger fish to fry then. I mean, the old geezer just lost it.
I have no basis for feeling like this is the truth, but I feel like the picture of Gina holding the gun up,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like one of them is behind him, like holding him at gunpoint or something, out of frame.
Interesting,
You can't
interesting.
See it, and that's why she's doing that.
What's getting me...
That's my prediction.
My big thing is, like, what happened that Gina couldn't just fucking tell us what happened from her perspective?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, cause she's
She's weird, but,
'cause
like...
she doesn't actually like us.
She's just
Baka.
being difficult.
We had like 6 hours of the day yesterday where she was like, "No, I'm with you guys." So just like tell us the truth, Gina. Come on. You mentioned that Mr. Winterbank shouted those words in your previous testimony too. However, you claimed that you heard him yelling them on the other side of the storeroom door.
Oh, did we?
But the truth is, he was shouting those words at you, wasn't he?
Well, yeah.
Was the victim, Mr. Winterbank, wielding a gun at the time?
Was he ever? Blimey, lummy, a great ugly barrel he had pointed straight at me frontispiece.
Yo, what? So, what you're saying is, you definitely saw Mr. Winterbank with the gun at that time. Is that correct?
It is, Gov, it is. Spot on.
Wah! Then all of a sudden he came at us, he did.
It was bedlam. I didn't know who was going for who.
You were clearly all going for each other.
Like Nash said, we thought we'd had it. I mean,
Okay, I gotta know about him
Yeah,
fucking
come
shucking
on.
him.
Come on.
Yes, I noticed that you mentioned the counter in your previous testimony too.
well, yeah, of course we did. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick and some skull, whatnot. That got tangled in some marionette, what knocked over a picture frame, what knocked them scales on the floor.
So in fact, it wasn't the sound of the gunshot that shocked you and made you knock these things off the counter.
Well, Big Bruv here went flying over that counter like a gunshot, I can tell you. Then the old geezer pinned him. He did, Nash, he did. If you hadn't been there, the bloke would have flattened me like a blooming pancake in seconds.
Shit,
Is that like
wouldn't
a,
it
is
be
that like a bloomin' onion, but pancake?
A bloomin' pancake.
Oh my
Now
god.
come to Outback Steakhouse.
Bloomin' pancakes.
Outback
brunch?
breakfast menu.
Bloomin' pancakes.
So what would that be? Just a bunch of pancakes,
Deep fried,
deep fried
and
and spread out into
Yeah.
like a rose pattern?
oh, and instead of the bloomin' sauce, it's syrup in the middle.
Bloomin'
that you just-
syrup?
Yeah, bloomin' syrup.
Hell yeah!
Jesus Christ.
At
Hey,
the
none of
time-
you are, I'm trademarking that, by the way. None of you steal my,
Yeah,
none of you steal my
that's
breakfast
TM.
idea.
Cronos just says that bloomin' pancake is a real grand slam.
Oh, don't bring Denny's into this. Denny's could never.
At the time in question, the alarm was raised at the local police station via a secret cable from the pawnbrokery. There is a button under the counter used to activate it, which was presumably pressed by the victim.
That's right. The brothers fled the scene and back onto the street. They ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they?
Poor Mr. Winterbank. He did everything he could to protect his shop.
And then,
Except put more than one bullet in his gun.
okay, so he showed his gun, and then he went into the back room.
I'll show you my gun if you show me
Okay.
yours.
I mean, I feel like this does contradict, because then who the fuck shot? Like, well, I guess they shot us as we were coming in, but yeah.
Yeah, the question is, when did anybody fire a gun?
Right. And where the fuck was Gina in this testimony? I guess she's in the back
Right.
room already, but why would she just be chilling back there? Were you intending to shoot Mr. Winterbank?
No, never. I was just, you know,
No, you don't.
looking out for me bruv, weren't I? He was being flattened, don't forget.
Don't fucking do your secret handshake when you're like, I almost shot a guy, by the way. By a man whose shop was being burgled, yes.
It's called self-defense, ever heard of it? I think we're legally allowed to go home.
And then, the man fled into the storeroom when you pointed your gun at him, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. He shoved me away, then I ran off through that door and shut himself in.
There's something about that last remark. Something that doesn't quite ring true.
I wonder why Mr. Winterbank ran into the store.
What?
Well, according to what everyone's saying, Ginny was in there waiting for him, with a gun.
Ah. Yes, that's right. Gina allegedly used Mr. Winterbank's gun to threaten him and force him to open the storeroom door. In which case, how did the gun ever end up in Winterbank's hands again?
I have no idea. But that is strange, isn't it?
This little inconsistency could be significant. I should make a mental note of it.
Look, the point is, me and me brother, yeah? That's right, Nash, that's right. Me and me brother, yeah?
So me and me bruv here. Had nothing to do with killing it. I'm confused what the whole shtick about pointing that last bit out to us was. Because he said, like,
Yeah, is there...
it might be good to keep a mental note of for later, and I'm like, Is this a weird, like, press a
You gotta
statement
press
we've already
something
pressed?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it potentially is.
You say you had nothing to do with it.
Nothing at all. Nothing, Gov, nothing. The old geezer went and shut himself in the back room, didn't he? Locked he was from the inside. We know he was because we tried to open it.
We tried to hunt him down and kill him.
We wanted to finish the job.
But it's a decent door, that one. Good and strong. Wouldn't budge an inch.
So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. Inside the storeroom with the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. The sole person who could possibly have shot the victim. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade.
It would indeed appear so. What say you to that, counsel?
I don't know. Was there anyone else apart from Gina who could have possibly shot Mr. Winterbank? Oh, shit.
I mean, the tiny guy.
I was there. I could have shot Mr.
I mean, like, they're
What
making
if
it.
I've been the culprit this whole time?
It seems like the little guy shot him just because of the
The
height
height.
difference.
Yeah, that's the thing that that's been sort of a
Well, let's...
glaring
Well, I
thread for
mean-
the entire time is that there is a short person.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have the benefit of
Let's-
saves.
Let's go with there could have been. Let's see what they give us. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
Eh? What? What's that look for?
From the moment you admitted that you had encountered the victim face to face that night, the course of this trial changed completely.
It did?
What is your point, my learned friend?
The question we must answer is who could have shot Mr. Winterbank? And it is the belief of the defense that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all. I know, right?
You mean the other two people there couldn't have done it?
You have my attention.
At first you had my interest.
Now you have my attention. In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises.
This is not the route I was hoping they would take us.
The victim was killed in the storeroom, which was locked from the inside. Those are the facts. So pray, what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could there be?
Counsel, you must now provide answers to the court in respect of two conundrums.
Two, my lord. Same page. Twice as many chances to be right, maybe.
Yeah,
That's
that's
not
one
how
way
that
of looking
goes.
at it.
Indeed, namely, from what location did the culprit shoot the victim? And furthermore, where was the victim at the time?
Where in the
Fuck.
world is Carmen San Diego?
Understood, my lord.
Are you alright, Bruno?
I'm not entirely sure, but there's one thing I am sure about. If I can prove that there's a credible new alternative to what happened.
Go to the court record. Show the picture of his dead body. I just want to confirm where the bullet hole is. Oh, here's what I think happened.
Okay.
The person who shot him was in the room already and shot him through the window up. The little guy shot him up through the window.
Oh. See, my thinking is that they shot him in the... Gina was in the room. They were having a tussle while she was trying to get the thing, or conversation or whatever. And then these guys broke in. He came out to see what the fuck was going on. Got into an argument. Gina's like, I'm not fucking coming out of this storeroom right now.
Uh-huh.
And one of them shot him as he was trying to retreat into the storeroom. Then Gina shut the door and locked it. It doesn't explain why she was holding the gun, but everything else.
All right. Because the other...
I'm thinking there was probably a sniper.
A second shooter in the pawn room, no?
Yeah, there was definitely. I think this second shooter was outside and had X-ray goggles and could see inside where they were.
The only person who could have invented something like that is you, Iris! If I can prove that's a credible new alternative to what happened, it would change Gina's prospects hugely.
So now, time for some clarity. Show the court on this plan the answers to the questions posed by his lordship. If you believe someone else could have killed the victim, indicate from where that person could have fired the gun.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's a toughie.
Boy.
Okay, because
My vote is here to show the doorway.
I don't think you can pick that, can you?
Well, it's
okay.
It's one of those.
I thought it would light up.
No, yeah.
Because the one thing we don't have is there isn't a second bullet. We only have the one bullet. Did the bullet go all the way through him, or was the bullet still inside of him?
Here's the thing about that.
That matter, I guess.
Not that it doesn't. Well, yeah, I think you're right. It doesn't matter, but if it didn't go all the way through him, then why the fuck is there blood pooling underneath him that isn't coming out of that hole?
Yeah. Also,
That's
they
a
did
point.
make a point that there are scorch marks around it, so the gun was point blank at his back.
Oh, was it scorch marked too? Shit.
I think so. I think they made a
I
point.
just know it was an
about that.
angle.
So someone was right up against him,
Mhm.
shot him in
Yeah,
the back at the weird angle. So again, it has to be the little guy
Yeah.
pointing a gun up at his back.
I think again the fact that nobody has mentioned that this door has a fucking window in it is killing me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with this. Do we have any objections to this?
This is
or
where
alternatives?
this is where the person fired the gun. So not where he was, not where
Yeah.
Winbank was. This is where the person was when he fired the gun.
Yeah,
still
so you
think-
think they were in the thing? So you think someone from that side shot him?
Yeah. I'm
It's
gonna
either
put
that
it
or-
here.
Okay, so then here's my next question. But you could never shoot him through the window and get that angle, though, right?
That is true.
If his back was against the window and the window was open,
But I imagine it was shoulder height is that window because it's you
do we have a
look through
picture?
it.
Do we have a picture?
We
of
don't.
the window?
Actually, we probably have a picture of. Wait, this picture.
Oh yeah, do that. Oh, you can't even.
You
see
can't
the
even see
window.
that there's a window there.
Yeah, where the hell is the window?
Oh,
must be-
wow, okay.
Must be
That's
pretty
not
tall.
helpful.
It also, again, here's my other theory. Fucking Ringo's behind him
there?
behind him, and shoots him point blank right there.
Yeah, could
Granted, again, why is
But
there
then,
no
but
blood?
then I think we would have noticed a trail of blood leading
Yeah.
from there into the storeroom. There'd be a streak.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
a good point. Yeah, look at these one more time. That's Sholmes, right?
Yeah,
Oh no, we don't know who's that.
we
is.
don't know. This is Mason's.
Well, we're thinking that's the one that passed through Sholm.
Yeah, because it's the only one that would have been spilled that we don't have identified.
Right. Okay,
Um,
so Windibank's blood is there.
It's
and
only there, which
there's
is
no-
Only
really
there.
weird.
There's
Really
no
weird.
blue blood anywhere else.
The manuscript. Oops.
Paper.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? Autopsy report.
Oh yeah, look at that. I'll tell you.
1 a.m. Reported by me. Single bullet wound in the upper half of the victim's back. No other signs of trauma. Was shot to the heart. You're to blame.
Too late.
Bullet entered the body from the back on a gentle rising trajectory. Man.
Okay.
We already looked at that 300 times. Looked at that. Signs of single discharge in Windibank's gun. Skulkin Brothers.
There were signs of
Single round.
fired.
We've seen this already. Stereoscope. Who is a fuck? And that's it.
Oh man. Okay. And then but there is a fact that the stuff on the counter was knocked off and moved.
Yeah, I assume that happens when they threw him.
If that happened. Because again,
It's true. They could be lying.
You can't trust.
Can't trust the
anything
Skulkin
that they
Brothers,
say.
yeah.
And
Fuck
not
y'all.
trust the Skulkin Brothers.
I don't know.
Yeah, it can't. I mean, again, the fact that there's no blood
Anywhere.
other than in the room means that.
He had to be shot there.
His
but
body
this is where
could
the
not have
person
been.
fired
It
the
almost
gun.
seems impossible that his body could have been moved.
Yeah,
That's also true.
So say from behind the counter. That's the only
Yeah.
thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
The defense that believes.
The fact that there's an animation
Yeah,
is good.
makes me feel
For
better.
that's a good. That's
That's
a,
a
real
good sign.
The defense believes that the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here.
Okay, this is a bad
That's not a good sign.
Okay, no, that's fine.
And
Oh,
in answer to
fuck.
the second question.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, in the room. I'm going on a limb and saying in the room. They weren't in the same room. Somebody shot him through the window,
Yeah.
and he died in there. That's my guess.
Mhm.
Assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time?
Yep. Okay, so we put him in here.
And he shot through the window, killed him in the back.
Mhm.
That's what we're going for. Okay, animations for both.
Cute.
Come on.
I think it's wherever you put it, though.
Nah, come on.
The culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom.
Okay.
That seems good.
Continue.
Continue.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Mr. Winterbeck died instantly from a bullet wound in his back.
Alright, great. I think we got it.
Looking at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear the body was moved after death, which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired?
I believe it is this court's opinion it was on the grassy knoll.
So you are adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom?
Well, according to the Skulkin Brothers' earlier testimony.
Wah! It's me, that's Skulkin from the past. I pulled me gun on him and then he legged it through that door into the back room. Ah, wah, bye.
If Mr. Winterbank ran away through the door, we have to assume that the door was open at the time.
Ah! Sorry, there was a spider on my desk.
Get it! Oh, spider!
He just is like
spider!
he's hitting it with his gavel and just constantly clang, 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 clang. Everyone's like,
And the
"We're
court's
quiet.
The
we're
court's
quiet."
silent.
It was precisely at that moment, when the victim was fleeing for his life, that these brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom.
If they had done wah, that would have
Yeah.
been fucking hilarious.
Think of it. Do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial?
He said that the Skulkin Brothers shot him through the back, through the window.
Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. This prosecutor also has a diagonal rising trajectory, if you know what I mean. It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself.
Poor man. Shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety. Into a room with only one way in and out.
Yeah.
Literally backing himself into a corner.
Of course. He would have been leaning forward as he was running away. So even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered his body with an upward trajectory.
Really? That's the logic?
Yeah,
What?
that was not what I was going for, Ryan.
What?
That's wild.
Yeah.
I don't...
It's so much easier to just say a short guy did it.
Like, I don't think you hunch forward that much unless you have bad posture while you're running. I don't know.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right to me.
Right?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you have to be bending backwards? No, because then it would be going down. So no, I guess... Yeah, it comes in down here and ends up out that way. Yeah, but that's wild.
Yeah.
It seems so much easier to just say the short guy did it.
Yeah.
There's literally someone as short, if not shorter
Yeah,
than Gino
just say
right
Short
there.
King did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Windibank.
Clanime says, obviously he Naruto ran.
Oh yeah.
Why didn't I think of that? Can you imagine Windibank
Alright,
Naruto
yeah,
running?
We need art of Mr. Windibank Naruto running.
Please, chat. I do actually want that.
Bonus points, you give him a headband.
The village hidden in the pawnbroker.
Village hidden in the chips.
Wow,
No,
so
it's London. It's foggy. It's the village
Yeah.
hidden.
Hidden in
It's
the fog.
literally this. It's literally the town hidden in the fog.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
you're absolutely right.
It could also be the village hidden in the beans.
Sorry, Fritz, did you say this? I forget. We talked a lot.
I did, but I'll say it again.
Thank you.
So the culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Windibank.
Objection! I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside.
Yeah, motherfucker, Gina was in there too. Duh.
Yeah, she was looking for the thing. I don't know why she passed out, but, you know, maybe she has a thing about blood.
You claim the victim was shot as he fled into the room. Do you also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock?
No. Ryan,
Yes,
you don't have
I
to act
do.
surprised. Easily answer the question. It's obvious. But what if someone else locked the door? Thank you. Yes, there was someone else who could have locked the storeroom door.
Yeah, someone who didn't want to die.
Is that so?
Yes.
Very well then, counsel. Present your hypothesis to the court. In the scenario just described, the defense's assertion is that the victim was shot from the outside the storeroom. In which case, who shut and locked the storeroom door from the inside?
Hey, it's Gina, everybody.
News Egbert.
It's Gina.
Special guest,
Gina
Gina.
Lestrade.
Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
That's absurd. You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room.
No. I mean, she sealed herself in.
For what possible reason? Such actions would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck.
I am inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel?
Like, I'm not crazy. This is, like, pretty straightforward, right?
She was in there for completely unrelated reasons and got scared.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up. She just didn't want to get shot
Yeah.
by people shooting, so she locked the door.
Yeah. Yes, that's a tricky one, isn't it?
Half-baked notions have no place in my courtroom, counsel. Remember that, please.
Okay,
Oh, no.
Iris, thank you. Save the day.
But of course Ginny would have locked the door. It almost goes without saying, doesn't it?
Yes.
It does? Why is everybody oblivious to the obvious except for this 10-year-old girl?
Oh, man. Huh?
Well, if I was Ginny in that situation,
Yes,
I
Iris?
would have used the materials in the storeroom to construct a machine gun, and then viciously gunned down my attackers. But Ginny couldn't have done that. So much more reasonably,
She's an idiot.
I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could.
Uh-huh. And why is that, Iris?
I mean, I
Yeah!
just fired a gun in her direction. How did that
God.
You don't need to play the dramatic music video game.
Whoa, what a plot twist!
Oh, yes, obviously.
Oh, now it's obvious, eh?
Yeah, right. It's not the thing that Ryan didn't get it. It's the fact that literally everyone else in the courtroom did. I'm like, y'all are smart enough to understand this.
Ooh, you give him a lot of credit there, Zach.
Van Ziexis should be smart enough to get this.
Dan Six is the guy who keeps like calling us dumb and saying we're like tricky and bad, even though we've
That's
beaten him
true.
twice.
Before the two brothers arrived.
Racism rots the brain, Chad.
It does.
True.
Let that be
Genuinely. Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Windibank were in the storeroom together. Now, don't know what went on between them, between the two of them at that time, but at some point, Mr. Winterbank must have heard the intruders breaking into his shop and left the storeroom.
Intruders, eh? That's us, bro.
If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the storeroom, and Freddy Fazbear responsible for the ass clap of 73.
Yes, it would. Then, probably only moments later, the victim fled back into the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Bang.
Bang.
I shot you down. Bang, bang. You hit the ground. Bang, bang.
All
That
I
awful
want to-
sound. Bang, bang.
All I want to do is bang, 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 bang. Cha-ching.
And take your money. Take your mental script. Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Winterbank fell to the floor where he was, just inside the storeroom. What we have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment?
I see where you're going with this.
Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Winterbank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it. In order to save her own life!
Oh, he had a voice?
But I mean, we ain't the ones who done it.
Shit, I was like, who could that have been?
Yeah. I'm shocked they gave them a voice.
Yeah.
We ain't, Gov, we ain't. You've got to believe us. I mean, come on, we'd never shoot no one.
But you carried a gun.
I
Also,
wonder-
yeah, also you actively shot Sherlock Holmes.
see, here's
we
the
already got you to admit you shot someone.
I do believe them. I think it was either Eggert, Benedict, or it was the third Skulkin, Princess Peach Skulkin.
Yeah, something's going on. That's blatantly untrue, because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Well,
Idiots.
I mean, that was an accident.
There was only one logical conclusion here. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Winterbank's murder.
What if we were?
It still doesn't explain quite a few things, but
Where does this lead us?
You mean to say it wasn't the pickpocket who shot the pawnbroker after all?
I should have known it was those three brothers. They look as shady as a dense forest.
That was amazing, Luna.
thanks, Iris. It was only your idea.
you were incredibly crucial to all of this. All of the members of the cherry seem to be firmly on your side.
Dang, we suck. We're stealing ideas from a 10-year-old.
Yes.
I know.
I know.
Oh, that's not
I know. First time ever.
First time ever.
Probably the last. Why? Why the gun?
Seize her, she has a concealed weapon.
I have a license to carry.
Surely they have to get guilty of not. Surely they have to give a verdict of not.
Of Nat.
Guilty.
A verdict of
Not.
not.
I think that was the first time we had that chuckle animation from him.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't remember.
An admirable effort, my learned friend.
Motherfucker. What's this now? He's laughing.
I was just wondering if Borat was the judge, and it made me laugh.
He's laughing. Van Zieks, a man died and you're laughing?
I was just thinking of this time he turned himself into a pickle. It was the funniest shit you've ever seen.
It was Pickle Sholmes. I mean, come on.
Funniest thing I ever saw.
I turned myself into a pickle, Iris. I'm Pickle Sholmes!
God, I hate, because that does seem like a thing that he would very much do. Shit. What are they just saying?
So,
Oh, no. Okay.
What was the last thing that was said?
Oh, yeah, I just looked at it. What did he say?
You find the situation amusing, Lord Van Zeeks. I myself find the defense's argument most persuasive, and not because of this sweet £100 bill they gave me.
I dare say. Such, good word,
Wow.
such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern nation.
Motherfucker, what?
But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable pettifoggery here. I've
Wow.
never seen that word before.
Pettifoggery.
Stop making up words.
What?
Like what, dog?
The hypothesis you put forward so ostensibly, credibly, cannot and will not stand.
He's bringing out the big vocab words.
I brought my dictionary.
I know.
In this case.
Someone bought me a thesaurus for Christmas. Because
And I
you
am just so excited to use it.
I've learned so many words that mean fool.
Oh no, this is where it all began.
Yeah.
And it's just evolved from there.
Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw.
A fatal flaw. I mean, yeah, it does.
Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing?
Van Zeeks, are you aware of your wife's whereabouts last night?
I say, Lord Van Zeeks,
Do you have a wife?
might be an idea to explain this ballet conjuring trick or whatever it is to the troops on the ground. Hmm?
The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. If he doesn't give up, I'll fling glassware at him. Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets.
By George, count bullets?
Flashbacks to the war. How could you say this to me?
This needs to have like an
The-
explosion in the
yeah.
background.
Yeah, I will do that. God damn
Oh dear. He noticed then.
it.
Wait!
Ryan's gonna be like, you knew?
Uh-huh.
Huh? What's everyone talking about? Ryan, he already said it. Count the bullets, Ryan. Count the bullets.
Counsel!
The street is ours if you can count bullets, sucker. Yes, sir.
Tell the court, how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime?
2. 2 bullets.
Correct. The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene.
Indeed, the defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings.
Are they gonna say they don't know where the other bullet is?
Well, no, it's the confusing thing where if they shot Windibank, then how the fuck did? Because we're assuming that this bullet is from their gun and Windibank killed him.
Oh,
Which
how
it
did
could
they,
be the
how
other
did
way.
They get Windibank's gun?
Yeah, because they would have had to have had their gun leaving, and that's how they shot Sholmes.
Right. So they shot Windibank with his own gun.
Is what we'd have to prove in this case.
Right.
The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appears to have passed through his body to strike the calendar.
Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Windibank, and the Skulkin Brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun.
Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet from each.
Now then, my learned friend. You yourself told the court only moments ago that these 2 brothers shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes right before your eyes.
Yes, I I did.
Oh my goodness, I think you'll find.
Yet, if the single bullet that was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes, it means...
Windibank not shot by same gun. Stop. Only one bullet. Stop.
Exactly. Yes, this Nipponese street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, it was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny.
Okay.
Ooh-arg. Ooh-ah.
And he just points at Iris and is like,
I'm
this
down with
10-year-old
the
told
sickness."
me to say that.
Order! Order! Order!
Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery.
Lord Van Zieks?
But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can, regrettably, no longer be described as a juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct. The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with loathsome intent.
You can't just be like, okay, whatever about your argument. She's also a thief, so...
Yeah, that's illegal, right? You can't, like, point out other crimes a person's done to harm their character.
Sorry.
Is that part of...
And
You
in
can.
certain situations,
Yeah.
there's a lot of rules about when you can and cannot.
Like, be like, well, this person's done this, so they could also
Yes.
have done this.
Yeah.
I mean, so okay, so here's the thing. You can't say they did this, so they did that. You can, unless they've done it so many times that A, you're using it to establish a habit,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
because that's an exception to hearsay. And then if a witness has, I think this only counts for witnesses. I think if a witness has any sort of crime that involves dishonesty, like fraud or something, you can auto use that to say this witness is more than likely to be not more than likely.
Oh, wow.
This witness has a
Interesting.
history of dishonest behavior.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
No,
Okay.
that's one of the most complicated parts of evidence law is when you can use things like past criminal behavior.
Dope. Cool.
It also comes down to how recent it was. There's a certain statutory point where anything older than I think it's 10 years, you can't bring up no matter what.
Oh, fascinating.
This person killed somebody 30 years ago, but...
But we can't talk about that. We'll get
Uh,
demonetized.
very cool. Thank you, Bridge.
Yeah, the Pridge teaching moment.
Mhm.
We love those.
As we can see beyond doubt in this print, which depicts her threatening the victim with a murder weapon.
Motherfuckers act. I keep wanting to click.
And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present.
Okay.
Oh, let's see whose blood it is.
I think it's going to be that he's saying that she stole it. She killed him and stole it.
Yeah, but we gotta know whose blood it is with
Disc!
the blood gun.
I'll be taking Edwards of McGilded down to the yard, thank you very much.
Ooh, prediction time.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. I was going to say the blood on here, because that should be Eggert's blood. Because remember, Gina took it from him and he was like, oh,
And he scraped it. Yeah.
I'm bleeding now. And that blood's going to match one of the bloods we already have. But the only one it could match would
Is
be
the green one.
the one on the calendar,
So, but
which,
Sholmes.
but we know that, well, I guess the bullet could still be inside Sholmes, and that would be a third bullet shot from a gun that we don't know yet, so, well, we'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, maybe Windibank shot at
Him,
the other person,
Uh-huh.
and that's actually that person's blood.
yeah,
And then Windibank,
Eggert-
Windibank
Eggert
didn't have a
shot
shot
him.
left, so he ran away.
yeah.
Yeah, it could be. It could be it never was Sholmes' blood to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I'll be taking that whatever it is of McGilded's down to the yard, thank you very much.
No, don't! Don't give it to him! It's mine, that is. Mine!
I'm sorry, miss. But anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now.
Yes, the music box disc. McGilded's music box disc.
Ah, yes. The music box disc. The music box disc belonged to McGilded. McGilded's music box disc. This music box.
Yes, that music box disc.
Got you covered. The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Winterbank, the accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her, and with none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence.
Good gracious!
Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. She'd steal your milk money. There are no depths to which this girl would not stoop if pushed. No crime she would not commit.
You can't say that, my guy. There's no way that's allowed. I'm sorry.
She's literally the worst human being that's ever existed.
Good
Pure
Lord.
evil.
The court forgets that fact at its peril. I don't know, wait, someone was shorter, so maybe the mouse shot him.
Ratatouille.
I see.
Rather shooty indeed.
I think it would be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, counsel, as a grim testament to the defendant's character.
Oh, that was a Gregson hold it.
Whoa.
What?
Can you
The
play
rare
it?
Gregson hold
Can you
up.
play it? I didn't hear it.
Uh,
I forget if you can play audio.
No.
Oh, you can't?
Wow. I have the Somnium
Damn.
files up here this game. Just
Down
here.
Lord Van Zeeks,
Inspector Gregson? What?
Yes, Inspector.
we had a meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution service, and, I think it was agreed that the disc wouldn't be used as evidence.
Oh, he doesn't have it.
God damn it. What's all this about? Why is the inspector acting strangely? It's the first time he said anything to Van Zeeks at all.
I am unaware of any such meeting.
But those were the instructions right from the top. The government bigwigs were insistent.
Oh shit, it's a government cover-up.
Yeah.
Inspector, I am the prosecutor, and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you. Oh no, he has it. He's not supposed to show it.
Yeah.
The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord.
Indeed. Bailiff!
Everyone instinctively covers their crotch.
As soon as bailiff.
Okay.
The prosecution has established the accused's motive, opportunity, and baseness of character.
They're very based.
Gina Lestrade is red
Based.
pill based.
That case, not guilty.
There is nothing more to add. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case.
Oh, shoot. I don't believe it. I had the jury on my side for once. For all 5 minutes.
It wasn't even for 5 minutes. You know?
Okay, Iris. What are you, a clock?
My lord!
Wonder if I might say something at this point?
Proceed, Mr. Foreman.
Been stumbling about in a bit of a fog up to now, if truth be told. But all of a sudden,
I haven't been paying attention.
the answer's barely obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it.
Oh no! I'm gonna have to do a summation examination again!
Again!
Very well, the court will hear from the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, you will present your leanings as to the defendant's culpability.
Guilty.
Yeah, fuck
Guilty.
you. Fuck you.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Fuck you,
Guilty.
especially. Oh, he's gonna do it again. He's gonna hit his head again.
Guilty.
Yeah, watch for it. God, I can't believe we missed that the first time.
Yeah.
It's wild.
We have a consensus among the jury, it seems.
But I've done the song and dance before, so let's get ready for another fucking summation examination.
Oh, this guy reads Sholmes. He's a hypocrite.
Wait. God damn it. I keep clicking accidentally.
He says, when you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
Wow, he fucking did just quote Herlock Sholmes. Oh shit, look what Iris says!
It's my line. I wrote that. For Hurley.
I love that she wrote the
I'm
line.
suing this man for copyright infringement.
Yeah.
Oh, how dare he use it against us?
I
The ultimate
love
betrayal.
that.
The ultimate literary betrayal.
Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet.
Write a better line, and we'll say it to him now.
There's still more to this case than we realize. There must be, because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Winterbeck. That's beyond any doubt.
I don't think you can confidently say that.
Yeah.
Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready?
Jaredev's squadron is primed and ready for action, sir.
Shut up.
Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined the defendant to be guilty.